Today marks a major moment for Bellum, and this is our biggest announcement yet. We're revealing some critical team additions, key features, our development roadmap, presale information, and answering some of the most important questions we've seen from the community. But before we jump in, on behalf of the studio, thank you all so very much for your support and feedback so far. The response to our first few devlogs has been absolutely incredible, and every member of our team has felt that energy and encouragement. We've read every comment, every message, and it really does mean the world to us. So, let's start with a major update to the team behind Bellum. Operator Drewski and Wendigoon have joined Bellum as partners and investors. These aren't just familiar names, they're passionate fans of the genre who share our vision for immersive, tactical gameplay. Drewski is one of the longest standing and most recognized creators in the tactical FPS space, a pillar of the community whose deep experience spans everything from hardcore milsim to accessible tactical titles. Wendigoon, a longtime Tarkov enthusiast and co-writer of the Stalker Shadow of the Zone fan film, brings a unique narrative voice and is actively helping shape Bellum's world building and lore. Their experience with hardcore shooters and belief in this project brings fresh energy and momentum to what we're building. We're extremely grateful to have them on board, not just as creators, but as partners and early supporters of Bellum. And speaking of support, there's one question we've heard more than any other. How can I get involved and support the project? In response to these passionate requests, we're excited to announce that pre-orders for Bellum are officially live starting today. If you've been itching for this news, grab your edition and support the project now over at playbellum.com. But if you're still deciding, here's a full breakdown of what this entails. Until now, Bellum has been powered by friends, family, early investors, and a tight-knit team of developers who share a single goal: stay independent and build the ultimate tactical experience. We've made a conscious decision to limit publisher involvement, especially given how publishing deals have impacted other titles in the past. Our goal is to retain full creative control, stay true to our vision, and remain accountable to the people who matter most, the players. Naturally, you might be wondering, why not launch a Kickstarter or traditional crowdfunding campaign? The answer is very simple. Bellum will be completed no matter what. Completion of this project doesn't depend on hitting crowdfunded milestones. This isn't a concept, it's a commitment. And honestly, we completely understand the hesitation around supporting early access tactical shooters in today's landscape. If you're not ready to jump in just yet, we totally understand that. It's exactly why we chose a pre-order model over traditional crowdfunding. We wanted to make it extremely clear. Bellum's development isn't reliant on your early purchase. Our goal with pre-orders is twofold: to offer early access and exclusive rewards to those eager to support the project, and to reinvest those resources into growing the team and accelerating development. Now that we've covered the why, let's take a closer look at what early supporters receive and what discounts are available. Bellum's pre-orders are structured across 3 different tiers, with a single limited Founders Edition. All editions come with a flat 20% discount during the pre-order period, which will run until the open beta release currently targeted for the end of this year. Our standard edition starts at $35.99 USD and provides players with open beta access. This edition is a simple way to jump in now, show your support for the studio, and take advantage of the pre-order discount. For those looking for more perks, the deluxe edition comes with our digital artbook and soundtrack, access to the closed beta period targeted for fall this year, the deluxe watch and glove skins, and the deluxe weapon skins for the M4A1, AK-74M, and AKM. In addition, anyone who pre-orders the deluxe edition or higher will have their name included in the game credits. This brings us to our third option, the supporter edition. A premium tier, the supporter edition comes with everything from the deluxe edition and even more. The supporter edition grants players access to the closed alpha testing sessions targeted for this summer. You'll also get access to exclusive supporter weapon skins for the M4A1, AK-74M, AKM, MT49, PKM, and RPD. As you might have noticed, all of our weapon skins are designed to be authentic and grounded, and we vow to keep it that way. Supporter edition players also get access to the priority server queue, cutting down on server join times and getting into matches faster during peak hours. And as a final bonus, anyone who pre-orders the supporter edition before open beta will have their usernames immortalized in-game on the training map wall. Lastly, for the most dedicated fans and collectors, we're offering a limited Founder Edition, an exclusive tier with only 500 copies available. In addition to everything included in previous tiers, Founders will receive 2 standard keys to share with friends, exclusive access to the Founder Discord where they can connect directly with the Bellum team, and a collection of physical rewards including a serialized Founder coin, faction coins for both the Ranger and Russian PMCs, and 3 unique Velcro patches, one representing the ASIF Western Coalition, one for the Satyr PMC faction, and a Bellum morale patch. One quick note about the Founder Edition physical items. Unfortunately, at this time we're only able to cover shipping within the US. This is due to the unpredictability of international tariffs, duties, and shipping costs. However, if you're located abroad and are seriously interested in a Founder Edition, please reach out to us via email and we'll do our best to navigate shipping fees with you. By now, you probably have even more questions regarding pre-orders, so let's take a moment to address them. Will Bellum be on Steam? The short answer is not at launch. Bellum will be available exclusively through our website, playbellum.com. As a small, independent studio, we've had to make strategic decisions about where and how we launch, and stepping away from Steam comes with a few key advantages. Most importantly, we're not losing 30% of every sale to platform fees. That savings goes right back into development. More talent, more updates, and deeper investment into the features that matter. We're also able to own more of the player experience, from our custom launcher to direct server integration, giving us more flexibility to innovate and improve based on your feedback. Launching off platform also lets us explore features like temporary game keys, so you can invite friends to try Bellum with you without needing to purchase upfront. And to be clear, launching outside of Steam doesn't rule out a future release on the platform. If and when the time is right, we'll make that move, but for now, we're focused on building a strong foundation directly with the players who care most. What factions will be available in open beta? Let's walk you through everything you can expect. The open beta will feature 3 distinct factions: the US Army's Ranger Regiment, the Russian mercenaries known as Seder, and the guerrilla fighters of Al-Zalam. Each faction brings its own identities, tactics, and arsenal, and while they'll all launch with a curated set of assets, their capabilities will expand as development continues. The Rangers field a specialized arsenal of modern American firepower, and at open beta, they'll sport the M4 Block 3, M249 SAW, M240, M320 grenade launcher, M72 Law, and Carl Gustav. Their loadouts are designed to support a versatile, multi-role playstyle, from close quarters breaching to long-range engagements. Seder mercenaries take a more modular, unorthodox approach. Their gear emphasizes flexibility and customization, starting with weapons like the AK-74M, PKM, GM94 grenade launcher, and the iconic RPG-7. At the far end of the spectrum, the Al-Zalam insurgents embody asymmetrical warfare, armed with a patchwork of rugged weapons, combined with AKMs, RPDs, Type 80 machine guns, and GP-25 grenade launchers. They'll reward ambush tactics, terrain mastery, and hit-and-run maneuverability. What features will be in open beta? The open beta will launch with our primary game mode, Occupation. Occupation is built around dynamic, territory-based gameplay where player decisions, not scripted events, drive the outcome. Conventional forces will battle with guerrilla factions in an asymmetric counterinsurgency fight across a zone called the Area of Operation. Victory can be achieved in 3 ways: attriting the enemy's manpower to 0, displacing them from the AO, or generating enough influence through constructed objectives. In Occupation, logistics plays a critical role, and it's built around managing 3 core resources: manpower, which provides respawns, materials to construct outposts and generate influence, and munitions to handle weapon resupply. Teams will start with a limited pool of resources stored at their main base, but to use them, they'll have to be physically transported to forward positions like hideouts and combat outposts. Once delivered, these resources allow you to build, resupply, and respawn at those objectives. As vehicles are eventually introduced, supply runs and convoys will become a real tactical challenge, and each faction will have one dedicated logistics squad built into their team structure. Players will need to plan routes, coordinate supply runs, and avoid enemy ambushes, because without logistics, holding the AO will be near impossible. Occupation is structured as a session-based mode, with round durations averaging 1 hour and capped at 2. No 2 matches will play the same, as players shape the mission in real time through their choices and coordination. For a full breakdown in Occupation, check out our previous devlog dialing in the details. All of this takes place on our first official map, Highlands, a 4x4 kilometer terrain featuring rolling hills, choke points, clustered villages, and dense towns. This map is designed to support both long-range sustained engagements and intense close-quarters combat, giving every weapon a distinct role in the fight. But Bellum's depth doesn't stop at terrain or objectives. Let's talk about the systems, because that's where the experience truly comes to life. The open beta includes an advanced medical system built for tactical gameplay. Wounds vary in severity and location, limbs, torso, or head, and each injury demands the right treatment. Players will triage their teammates using bandages, tourniquets, blood bags, and combat use medications, all while managing conditions like heavy bleeding, incapacitation, and unconsciousness. Under fire, medical care becomes a high-stakes, hands-on skill, not a simple point-and-click adventure. Bellum also features body armor simulation. Material type, impact angle, and kinetic energy all factor into whether a shot stops cold or punches through. Our custom ballistics and fragmentation system adds another layer of realism, unlike standard hit scan models. Bullets lose velocity over distance, penetrate based on caliber and material, ricochet depending on the angle, and are pushed off course by wind at longer ranges. Explosives generate true-to-life fragmentation. Each blast is different, and even a low wall or small piece of cover can be the difference between surviving or taking a hit. Communication is a cornerstone of Bellum's gameplay. Players will communicate through local proximity chat, squad channels, and platoon-wide comms, each serving a tactical purpose. Whether you're coordinating a breach, calling for medical aid, or directing a multi-squad maneuver, clarity and timing matter. What you say and who hears it can change the momentum of a fight. For those who are operating medium machine guns and rocket launchers, Bellum delivers true crew-served weapon mechanics. From belt linking and barrel changes to assistant gunner reloads, these systems are built to be used as intended, with a team. The command structure is just as detailed and intentional. Platoon leaders, squad leaders, and team leaders have access to real-time tools for assigning objectives, marking targets, and managing the flow of battle. Leadership isn't just symbolic, it carries real tactical weight, and good leaders can shift the momentum of an entire engagement. To support this, we've built standardized systems into Bellum's core design. Every faction follows a consistent squad structure with clearly defined roles and responsibilities. This creates a shared language across teams and factions, reducing friction and making coordination more intuitive, even with players you've never met. Whether you're stepping into a fire team or leading a full platoon, these structures are designed to empower teamwork, support communication, and make coordinated play feel second nature. And finally, Bellum's open beta will introduce the first wave of electronic warfare tools, starting with drones. These assets can scout enemy positions, provide overwatch for advancing squads, or communicate synchronized assaults. As development continues, E-War will evolve into a fully fledged tactical layer, reshaping how battles are fought. And this is just the beginning. The open beta lays the foundation, but with your feedback and support, Bellum will continue to evolve into something far greater. We've received a ton of questions about what's coming next, so we put together a short-term roadmap to help give you a clearer picture. Keep in mind that this roadmap doesn't include smaller updates, patches, or other content we'll drop along the way. We're aiming to hit 5 major milestones over the next year, each building on the last. Milestone 1, Heavy Firepower. We're introducing shoulder-fired systems and underbarrel grenade launchers with multiple ammo types, including frag, flechette, HE, and thermobaric. Naturally, you can expect crew-serve functionality out of the gate with systems like the RPG-7 and Carl Gustav. Next, we'll turn to construction, allowing squads to dig in, reinforce cops and hideouts, and reshape the battlefield. This system also lays the groundwork for deeper logistical mechanics that will be expanded over time. From there, we're enhancing our E-War systems. Expect more BTAC functionality, the introduction of drone platforms, and the first wave of electronic countermeasures, all designed to expand the tactical playing field. Following E-War, we'll focus on command systems. This includes formalizing platoon leadership roles, enabling off-map support like airstrikes, and implementing key enabler positions such as JTACs and forward observers. By this stage, Bellum have a really solid infantry foundation, paving the way for ground vehicles as maps grow in scale and complexity. The first wave of vehicles rolls in with MRAPs, technicals, and support trucks, engineered to keep your team moving, building, and fighting across the battlefield. On that note, let's shift gears and dive into some of the most common questions we've received about gameplay design in Bellum. How will Bellum encourage teamwork? This is one of the most important questions we've seen come up, and we're glad that you asked. For those who know the genre, the true appeal of platoon-scale gameplay lies in the camaraderie and teamwork it demands of players. Only a handful of games truly capture the magic of players communicating and coordinating on the battlefield. Bellum is purpose-built to capture and amplify that experience, and it all rests on 3 foundational principles. The first principle is that information dictates the tempo of combat and directly drives how players interact as a team. It sets the pace of movement, builds trust in leadership, and shapes the decisions a squad makes under fire. In Bellum, the information available to each player is intentionally limited, based on their role and squad. While some macro team data is still accessible to all players, it's far less comprehensive than in other games. You won't see every single friendly marker on your map, and you'll have to work to determine the position of hostile elements. Gathering intel from downed enemies is a key mechanic in Occupation. Players will need to search their kills to reveal hidden objectives and cut through the fog of war. Each match forces players to navigate uncertainty, adapt on the fly, and make decisions without perfect information on enemy starting positions or objectives. Players are expected to stay grounded in their squad's reality, what they see, hear, and feel on the ground. You'll need to stay alert, communicate locally, and build situational awareness from the ground up, instead of relying on an all-knowing map every few seconds. And when we talk about information, we don't just mean map awareness. Predictable known outcomes, like perfectly timed reloads, weapons that never malfunction, or damage values that players can min-max, tend to create a more arcade-like experience. It's the ambiguity of outcome that drives real-world tactics and decision-making. And that uncertainty, by design, becomes a key driver of teamwork. because in unknown situations, having teammates at your side doesn't just help, it can be the difference between life and death. The second principle is that if you want players to engage in teamwork, coordination must be streamlined and rewarding. The reality is, players will naturally take the path of least resistance. If lone wolfing or min-maxing individual performance is the most efficient option, many will default to it, even in a team-based game. That's why Bellum makes teamwork a functional necessity through core systems like buddy medical mechanics and crew-served weapon operation. Players operate at peak effectiveness when they work together, but requiring teamwork on its own isn't enough. If cooperation feels forced or repetitive, it becomes a chore. Our challenge as developers is to make team-based interaction not just necessary, but deeply satisfying. That starts with giving players the tools and systems they need to operate as a cohesive unit. It's also why Bellum's faction structure and role design are deliberately standardized. When you join a session, you should instantly understand your role, know who you need to coordinate with, and see how you fit into the larger mission, every round, every time. The third and final principle guiding Bellum's design is that ultimately, it's our duty as a studio to define and uphold the standard of gameplay. We're not just focused on bringing new players into Bellum, we're committed to ensuring they have the knowledge and support needed to thrive. That means working with veteran communities and creators, but also developing our own suite of informative content, in-depth tutorials, and a proper onboarding pipeline to help new players understand their roles and responsibilities. In Bellum, we want to foster a shared understanding of how the game is meant to be played, so that every session feels cohesive and rewarding. As an indie studio, building out this infrastructure will take time, but it's a core part of our long-term vision. We're confident that our collective experience positions us to shape the gameplay style we envision, but reaching that goal means aligning a wide range of complex systems and design principles. Will there be destruction? In the short term, environmental interaction will be limited, primarily for performance reasons. We recognize the value of features like terrain deformation, destructible structures, and reactive environments, but they come with a significant technical overhead that could impact stability and scalability. Right now, our priority is building out the core gameplay systems that offer the most meaningful impact. Looking ahead, we absolutely want to expand on environmental interaction as resources allow, and without compromising performance or player experience. And that brings us to the end of today's major deep dive. We know this was a lot to take in, and we genuinely appreciate you staying with us. Our hope is that you have a better understanding of what we're building, how we're building it, and why. If what you've seen today resonates with you, and you want to be part of this journey, head over to playbellum.com, secure your pre-order, and support our vision. Every purchase directly supports the team, accelerates development, and helps us stay independent. Still have questions? You're not alone. There were a ton of great discussions happening in our Discord. And while we couldn't answer everything here, we've updated our FAQ at discord.gg/playbellum. We'd love to have you join the conversation there, but if you're not ready to commit just yet, we totally understand. We'll earn your trust by building a game that speaks for itself. But that's all for now. Thanks again for watching, stay safe, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next video.